Well, hello YouTube, it's me, Fortmaster, and welcome back to another episode of Humans Be Gone. This one is episode 9, Cluttered Memories. I remember seeing like one of the clips or something that that the creator posted on their Twitter and stuff like that, that apparently, from what I've seen, from what I think I saw, this episode might start delving into the whole thing of Sophodra having to come to terms with the pests that she's been dealing with actually being sentient. At least, again, that's what I think might be happening from what I saw. But yeah, so this did actually come out a couple of days ago, and I did remember seeing it in my subscription feed, but I'm not a member, so unfortunately I couldn't watch it at the time. And then I had unfortunately forgotten about it. But then I saw it in my feed again, and I was like, oh god, right, I was gonna watch that, so we're here now. So yeah, I guess with all that out of the way, of course, as always, original videos linked in the description if you haven't seen it yet for some reason. Corner video, link to my Let's Play of the day, and yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get this thing started then, shall we?
What are you doing with the toilet? Good, you're here. Traps, traps, where are the traps? Look out, there are more coming.
Oh god, the cows! I forgot about the cows!
Got it.
Oh no,
the dog
cat.
is deploying its traps. Here, take these. Oh, great. I taste with these, you know.
Yeah, and you had to put it on your, well, not directly on your head, but still, I mean, ugh.
Commander Vera.
Giant iguanas. Ride on giant iguanas. Huh. Not the first mode of transport I would have thought of, but hey, if it works.
Took you long enough. Where are they? Where'd they go? Come on. No. Oh, come on, if I can just a little further. Come on, please. Oh, come on.
Yeah, she completely tore up the
Sure
place.
Smells broken. Guess I should at least try to clean this up. And just leave your review right here. Thank you.
Poor guy.
Oh, what a nice young lady. Well, young-ish. Even her arachnid was well behaved. Now, back to my music.
It's gonna be broken too, isn't it?
Oh, darn it. Better replace the transistor again. I think the Hall phone still has one. It's good to know they didn't chew up my heirlooms. It's a shame I can barely see anything these days either. Now, where is my transistor?
Oh, so they took it. Okay.
The transistor. What do they want with the transistor? 1 year's out of date, too.
This is the one. Yeah, this is the clip that I saw. Okay. This is when she's starting to lose it. I can tell it's the stress of the job's getting to her.
Why something so specific? Why does that make me... No, they don't know what they're doing. It probably just tastes good to them. They're just animals. Intelligent for animals, of course, but animals. Just animals.
Oh wow, that was some impressive smear framing there.
It probably just tastes good to them. They're just animals. Intelligent for animals, of course, but animals. Just animals.
Yeah, again, given how this entire series has been animated up to this point, that's some really impressive smear framing there.
What is it I can't remember? It's fine. They're just animals. Everything is fine.
For a second there, I thought you was going to say everything is just animals. Though admittedly, this does not, not make me any less worried about her mental faculties, I guess.
Well, your roommate smells like she's having fun. Yes, that's my employer. She is very jolly. I'm amazed you were able to get the Orchidea working without my help. Doesn't the light bother you? Oh, it's fine. I think we need some light here and there. Besides, the Ferrophone doesn't have a communication line up there. I will admit I had a little help from the neighbors. So, how are things up there with all those insects? And the flowers? I remember, you've been wanting to be where the flowers grow since you were just a sling. And for so long, you seemed so... Anyway, I'm just glad you finally got to follow your dreams. And an engineer, too! Just like you always wanted. It's great, Dad. I really love it here. And who knows? Maybe you'll even meet someone special. Dad? But, I can't help but worry. If you do meet someone up there, promise me you'll be careful. Oh, Dad, I'll be fine. Ah! That's not strictly what I... Well, I'm sure...
That wasn't the question I was asking! Oh god, I will be completely honest, I've done that too. I've done that many a time. It's that whole thing where it's like you get asked several questions, and it's like you get your connections crossed, and then you put out a nonsense answer that doesn't really do anything.
We wasted enough of the busy big city engineer's time. Alright kids, say goodbye to your sister.
Rose, have a good sleep, Rose. Sleep well, Rose. Have a good sleep.
Have a good sleep, everyone. I love you, and I miss every one of you. We miss you. Sleep well, my little tarantula. You too, Dad.
How did the relations work there? Because, okay, so if memory serves, the father was literally a daddy longlegs, which isn't technically a spider. But then there was, like, other little baby tarantulas, the little scorpion. So, like, does he run, like, an orphanage, or does he, or is he just, like, a really prolific adopter of, like, orphans and stuff like that? Or is genetics work really weird in this universe that I'm not quite aware of? Because we haven't seen the mother yet, if she's still around at all,
Who else would I be getting a message from? Hello. Your name is Rose. Yes.
And that fly from before.
Mundle? Mundle. Yes. My name is Mundle. Yes. You just moved in with an insect named Sophodra, right?
Okay, so is his stuttering caused by fear? Just a general inability to say the words? Or does he, like, literally just have a stutter? I mean, given that he's a fly, when I've seen how flies act, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see it being the third.
Yes, I did. Do you know her? Oh, do I? Do I know her? Yes, I know Sophodra. How much do you know about her? Not much, to be honest. She just hired me to be her engineer. Though, to be honest, I haven't gotten to do a lot of engineering. Oh? Tell me about it. Oh, it's nothing. It would be rude of me to talk ill of her. She's done so much for me, after all. I see. Well, if you ever do want to talk, I'm here. Thank you, Mundle. I really appreciate that. The truth is, this has all been a lot, and I could really use a friend. Uh-huh. Yes. A friend. Yes. Remember that. And anything you need to get off your chest, remember your friend. I'll keep that in mind. You know, you're the first friend I've made up here.
Yeah, okay, this whole interaction is giving me a whole bunch of red flags here. I do not like him. Either Sophodra's actually hiding something big that we're not aware of, or this guy is holding a grudge or something that, yeah, I don't like it.
Actually, you might be the first friend Anyway, it's getting late and I should be getting to bed. I'll be sure to call you tomorrow. Have a good sleep, Mundle.
Yes. Good night, Rose.
You know, Rose, I understand, she's basically, like, filling the archetype of, the naive country girl I could almost see, not from the big city, quote-unquote. But, I mean, I hesitate to believe that anybody could be this naive to call somebody a friend who literally just phoned them out of the blue, out of nowhere. Like, that, at least for me, that would be creepy, like, on several levels.
A friend.
Yes, she sounds like she's having a very good time, doesn't she?
Was she always a crazy old woman?
Oh. Wait, what? Was that infinity? Yeah, that's either somebody messed up and put the number 8 sideways, or that's literally the number, that's literally infinity. Oh god, well, I mean, it's a dream, of course it'd be weird. Now on to fact number infinity and 1.
Sky.
Most insects
Was that a baby Sophodra?
can be divided into 2 groups, holometabolists and hemimetabolists.
Okay, wait a second. We're getting into this. Okay, now I need to pull up my score. Luckily, I remembered to do that before I started recording. So, yeah, I'm starting off at a score of 80 for this semester. So, yeah, let's go.
Holometabolous insects, I'm sure you're familiar with. The young hatches from the egg as a worm-like larva.
And then
After
they
a while,
go to a
it becomes an
chrysalis.
unmoving pupa. Finally, the pupa splits,
Pupa, yeah.
and a very different adult emerges. Caterpillar to butterfly, maggot to fly, grub to beetle. All of these are holometabolous insects. And the truth is, they're as strange to me as they are to you. You see, I am a roach, a hemimetabolous insect. There is no such thing as a roach larva. Instead, like you, we start out as a smaller version of ourselves. This is called a nymph. Instead of becoming a pupa, the nymph will gradually grow larger. Once an adult, it finally gains its wings.
Wait, I'm trying to remember. Do insects shed their exoskeletons like a crustacean does? Honestly, I'm trying to remember, and I can't remember if they do.
That's true of all insects, by the way. Only adults have wings. Children cannot fly.
I mean, that's good advice to give to any child of any race, I would hope.
There are other insects with nymphs. True bugs, grasshoppers, crickets, and of course, mantises. Arachnid.
I do like just how, granted, just biology, but literally, like, all the nymphs are just normal bugs that you squish to be shorter, and it's just, I know that's just, a thing of nature, but it's still funny.
Arachnids, too, have children that are smaller versions of themselves. A young spider is called a spiderling, or sling.
Oh, that's why he called them that,
very
okay.
Interesting about the names you have chosen for insect children. They all describe spirits. Larva means evil spirit. The aquatic nymph of a dragonfly
didn't know
is
that.
called a naiad, or water spirit. And nymph itself, spirit of nature.
Huh. Okay. I wonder what the history behind that is, because I know, you know, because I know historically, you know, the whole thing with, like, giving, because, like, I mean, there's the whole thing with, like, giving, you know, Latin names for, like, the scientific names of well, not just insects, of any animal or being, really, but where did the whole thing with, like, naming insects, like the larval stage, not larval, but like the young stage of like insects named off of like nymphs and other like spirits and stuff, like, and it has to have come from somewhere. That can't be a coincidence. Or is that real, or is that just something weird that English does on its own? Oh god, the music's getting weird. Regorce's notes, here we go! Time for more points! You may be aware that pitcher plants are normally carnivorous. This method has evolved at least 6 different times among plants. A pitcher is formed which fills with water and digestive fluids. Insects are enticed by smell to come close, fall into it, and drown. After this, they are digested. Some pitcher plants, like the Anlaui, have pursued new mode of life. Instead of digesting live animals, they serve as makeshift toilets for shrews and birds. It's a living. Yeah, okay, so I have heard of these ones before. I didn't know the specific scientific name or the actual name of them. But I had heard of them where, like, this one, like, petal at the top, it's like, it secretes, you know, like, basically sweet sap and stuff like that, and you'll have, like, the shrew or whatever come up to it, lick it, because, you know, sugar tastes good, and as it goes, it'll poop into the plant, and the plant digests the, well, not digest, but, you know, dissolves the poop, and basically it's fertilizer. So, if that's, I mean, I guess that makes, like, more than a logical sense in, like, this, like, what would you call it, like, biotechnological world or something like that? That the insects inhabit. So, yeah, it's good world building. But yeah, so 2, if you knew about pitcher plants. Again, yes, I knew about pitcher plants. And if you knew about pitcher plants like the, like Anlaui, yes, I knew about the Anlaui. Wonderful. In your world, the sewer system is a sanitary service. In Pharmacosa City, it's more of a tax. +2 if you remember ant plants. Yeah, I remember those. Though, okay, so, if in this case, you know, feces and other poop is more of a tax, does that mean that if you're falling behind on your taxes, the city will give you laxatives or something like that? Again, like, I can totally see this working, but, like, just thinking of it out of context, that's really weird. So, +2 if you remember pedipalps. Yes, I remember pedipalps. +3 if you knew about the, chemosensory hairs in spiders. Yeah, I do remember hearing that from somewhere, because, I mean, it's not like they have taste buds in their mouth or anything. It's very much, it's a distributed sort of sense. Which, I mean, again, their whole thing is that they communicate using pheromones in the air, so you need a way of also detecting those as well, so it all works out. Common leopard gecko. Is that what I called it before? I think it was. Wait, did I call it an iguana or a gecko? I can't remember. +1 if you knew about leopard geckos. Yes, I knew about leopard geckos. And I also know that their tails can fall off. You know, it's a whole self-defense mechanism. If they're being hunted, something grabs onto the tail, body ejects it, the predator is left with, like, the squirming tail, while the leopard gecko can run away and live another day. Okay, but also, just getting back to the kept as beasts of burden, I very much am still wondering, like, how any of this works, like, in the world, because, like, how did this seemingly alien planet get giant leopard geckos? I think, and I can't remember if I said this in a previous reaction to another episode, but I think I'm starting to work with a theory that this is potentially like a post-apocalyptic Earth or something like that. That's why we have giant, like seemingly Earth insects and giant leopard geckos and demilution, which is causing just random species to mutate and stuff like this. This is like a post-apocalyptic planet, and just like the remnants of humanity, seemingly all female, by the way, are just having an absolute time of surviving it. Either that or this entire planet is like some sort of weird science experiment that, again, we're just harvesting because, you know, humans. 3 points if you knew about ambulous insects? No, I did not. If you knew aphids give birth? Yes, I did know that. Because, like, it was one of those things you see on like a YouTube short or something. Where it's like one of those fun facts, like, oh, did you know the fun fact? Aphids are, an aphid mother is already pregnant with her grandchildren. Yeah, it's one of those weird things. +4 if you knew about Petrigata? Nope, never heard of that. Admittedly, this is a simplification. Both nymphs and larvae go through multiple stages or instars before becoming adults or pupa. About instars? No, I did not. Again, a simplification, not all larvae are worm-like. For instance, some lacewing larvae are extremely mobile, long-legged predators. Although this is by far not the strangest shape a wing-lace larva can take. Wing-lace larva? No, I've never heard of a wing-lace larva. Never even heard of the wing-lace. I had, actually thinking back, I have heard that there's one type of mosquito, actually, where its larva is predatory, but it hunts other mosquito larvae. Which, what was it, like the elephant something mosquito or something like that? Or was it a mosquito? It's been a long time since I heard it. Are roaches closely related to mantises? Okay. Mantises also brood in an egg case called an ootheca. Roaches leave as fully formed nymphs, while mantises leave while still in the prononymph stage and molt immediately after. You may have noticed that young Sophodra did not emerge into the world as a ponynymph like you see. This is not an ootheca. Okay, so that's not her emerging from an egg. Is that just her home? Like she's all alone? Something like that? That's really sad. 3 if you knew about ootheca. Polymers. If you notice that was not an ootheca. You know, I'm going to give myself the 5 points, and that's going to simply be because, given like my limited understanding of this world, and like how, you know, insects learn and gain knowledge as they age, I'm going to go out on a limb here that, you know, a freshly born insect, a freshly born, you know, being, however you want to call them, people, bug people, giant bugs, whatever, they wouldn't immediately know what the sky is upon being born. Given what we've seen of these insects, where they have a mentality that is, you know, at least semi-similar to how people are, I'm going to guess that something like that is not just automatically like DNA knowledge, that they automatically know like instincts when they first wake up. Like, I'm going to definitely say that, you know, that is not, that I knew that was not an ootheca. I did not know about the Sub-Amigo, but again, I hate mayflies. I remember those specific weeks when they would hatch at the beach. Like, oh god, it was so annoying. Although the term larva was probably chosen for the larva's resemblance to certain type of mask evoking these spirits. Okay. 3 points. I mean, I didn't know about them being specifically called naiads. I mean, I always just called them, like, larval, which, I mean, I guess technically counts, but again, as stated here, they're very different from a normal nymph stage. I'm not going to give myself the 3 points for that. Though, it should be long dead that flower will not wilt? Foxtail amaranth. Foxtail amaranth. What? This is getting weird. Okay, now onto the Our World section. The unknown nature has many properties, not just those related to gravity or limiting the effects of fire and explosions. It also plays havoc with the rotation of wheels? At your scale, this effect is not consistent, but it is frequent enough to make wheels impractical for you. What? As a result, the wheeled vehicles are unheard of among the humans of Tricularia. Instead, the most common vehicle is the type of sledge borne on runners, such as this one. Luckily, there are certain lubricants which, when applied to the runners, react with the unknown nature in such a way as to make pulling these along somewhat less of an endeavor. This unknown fort... I mean, the name definitely tracks. It's very unknown. This is weird. There is a marked cultural difference between those of us that live underground and those that do not. A concept of night. In the underground places, we lack it entirely. Instead, we divide the time of day by wakefulness and sleep. I mean, that makes sense. This creates some slight disconnect in the ways we refer to things. I hope to emphasize the differences here, though the translation is a little awkward. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's the end of semester. Okay. Congratulations. Maximum hospital score 116. Okay, I got 102. Wonderful. You may also have extracurriculars. You may include those points. I mean, I already was. So yeah, best grade. Yay. Congratulations for me. That means next video we start off fresh. And she sprouts again and again and again. I swear, I am starting to get some really weird, especially with that whole, like, that plant thing before, and this. There's some very weird, like, is there something eldritch going on here? What is going on? Or is that just me having watched too many analog horror series? Wow, okay. Yeah, this is definitely going in some weird places. So obviously Sophodra has some sort of history, and there's some sort of history with Dr. Gorsa, if, you know, the extra stuff on, like, Twitter and Tumblr is to be believed. And then there's this Fly character, who's potentially has history with her as well, maybe a past assistant or something? Yeah, and then there's this whole, like, foxtail amaranth, where it should be dead, but the flower will not wilt, and it's apparently going on and on again. And then there's this, is Rose psychic? Is that what's going on? Where she's, like, getting, like Sophodra's memories or something like that? What is happening? I mean, I knew that this series was going to be weird when I first started watching it. But, like, it's going in all sorts of places that I had no idea it would possibly go at all. Yeah, this is definitely, this is getting weird. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna have to call it there now, unfortunately. So yeah, that'll be it for now. So of course, as always, original videos linked in the description if you haven't seen it for some reason. Corner video will lead to my Let's Play of the day. And yeah, with all that out of the way, I hope you guys liked it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not. And I guess watch out for Foxtail Amaranth until further notice. Goodbye.